Okay, this is 6.5, mutually exclusive events, and this is question 14. So question 14 reads, for a particular species of cat, the odds against a kitten being born with either blue eyes or white spots are 3 to 1. If the probability of a kitten exhibiting only one of these traits is equal, and the probability of exhibiting both of these traits is 10%. What are the odds in favor of having a kitten having blue eyes? Okay, so importantly, this question is working with odds, but also it's giving us odds against and asking us for odds in favor. So just keep this in mind. I'm going to begin by defining some events. So I'm going to make B like having blue eyes, and I'm going to make W having white spots. So the question gives us a bunch of stuff. It's saying that the odds against a kitten being born with either blue eyes or white spots are 3 to 1, which means the odds in favor. And by the way, either blue eyes or white spots, so this is going to be B union W, B or W. So the odds in favor of B or W is 1 to 3. We need to turn that into a probability. I'm going to remind you the definition of odds, and you can use this to turn odds into a probability via this handy formula. So basically the probability is going to be x over x plus y if you have odds in favor. I just turned it into odds in favor. So the probability of B union W is 1 over 4. If you are confused by how to turn odds into probability, I suggest you watch the videos about or on the chapter that has to do with odds, the chapter that talks about odds. I think it's 6.2, but I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, if you're confused about how I converted those odds into probabilities, then you should watch those videos or try out the questions in that chapter, and that will clear things up for you. Okay, but anyway, we now have the probability of B or W, which is 1 over 4. I'm going to write this as a decimal, because you'll see why later, or like 0.25. Cool, so we have that. I'm going to also just move it above, so move it over here. Then the question proceeds to tell us that the heck is going on? The question proceeds to tell us that the probability of exhibiting both traits is 10%. So the probability of E and W, this is 0.1. And then finally, the probability of a kitten exhibiting only one of these traits is equal. So that means that if a kitten has the chances of a kitten having blue eyes but not white spots, this is equal to the chances of a kitten not having blue eyes but having white spots, because that's what exhibiting only one of these traits means. That's one of the traits, like just blue eyes but not white spots, and then this is the other one of those traits, just white spots, not blue eyes, and they are equal. So we have our three we have our three equations here. We picked them out of what the question is telling us, and then it's asking us for odds in favor of a kitten having blue eyes. So to get odds in favor, we need the probability of blue eyes, because if we have the probability, we can turn probability into odds. Okay, so we have a bunch of information, and it has to do with blue eyes and white spots. The best way to organize this is via it's via a Venn diagram. You're going to want to use a Venn diagram for this. I think maybe you can use a tree diagram. I haven't tried it with the tree diagram, but I think a Venn diagram is probably going to be your best bet. So let's make a Venn diagram. This is going to be our, this circle will be blue, this one will be W, white spots, and we know that in the middle we have 0.1. So we're going to write that 0.1. 0.1. We know that that's in the middle. We also know that the entire thing, like this entire thing, adds up to 0.25. That's what this part is telling us. Blue eyes union white spots, or B union W, that adds up to 0.25. Okay. And we also know that this part here is equal to this part here, because this part is blue eyes but no white spots. So this part is this. And then this part here is white spots but no blue eyes. So that part is there. So we know that these two parts are equal. And we also know that the entire thing adds up to 0.25. Well, it's time to set a variable. So I'm going to make the part that I just shaded x and x. And we know from this like B union W that we have this relationship. Like 0.25 is equal to 0.1 plus 2x. And now you kind of see why I left everything as a decimal. Because you can solve this equation to find x. X is going to be 0.075. So I'm going to replace the x's, the diagram, with 0.075. I should probably clone this, shouldn't I? Okay. Clone. Don't put this over here. Hang on. And then, whoa, take that, clone, and just put this over here. Take this and just stretch it out that way. Okay, cool. Nice. Nice. Yes. Awesome. Okay. So, our question is asking us for this, because if you have the probability of blue eyes, then you can find the odds for blue eyes. Okay. So, we can find the probability of blue eyes, because to find this, it's just this shaded circle, like the entire circle on the left. So probability of blue eyes, this is going to be equal to 0.1 plus 0.075, and that's going to just be 0.175. Okay, so now we have the probability of blue eyes. The hard part comes from, well, I don't know, the, I guess, tricky part, maybe not hard, comes from turning this into odds. So the way that you turn this into odds is first you turn this into a fraction, because we want to apply like those formulas for turning odds into probability and back again. And if you don't remember what those are, I will kind of give you a little bit of a reminder. But if you like are unfamiliar with the equations, or like how to convert odds into probabilities and then back into odds, try out or watch the video on, or like watch the videos on odds. I think that's chapter 6.2, or just read your notes again on odds. But basically, this is the definition of odds. And if you're given odds in favor, then the probability of your event is going to be x over x plus y. Like if your event is A and the odds in favor of A is x to y, then this is going to be your probability, the probability of A. All right, so that's just like a brief reminder. So we need to turn 0.175 into a fraction, which is pretty easy to do, because that's just 175 divided by 1,000. Okay, so already we know that our already we know that our x is 175. This is a different x than the x that we found here. So I'm going to rename this as, I have no idea. Oh, no, I'm going to write it in a different way. I'll do that instead. So this is our x, it's 175. Our y then is going to be 1000 minus 175. Let me just move this out of the way. Oh, whoa, wrong shortcut. This, get rid of this, get rid of this. Take these, group them together, and just shift them down. All right. So our y is 1000 minus 75. 175. So this will be 825. Okay, we have our x, we have our y. We're just going to put these in a ratio. So we have 175 to 825. And if you simplify this down, you get 7 to 33. And that is your answer. And it also matches the one in the book.